look good. Much better now that I have a freaking mouse again.
That was a disaster.
It worked out. It wasn't
so grumpy.
I was very grumpy. I'll give you that. I don't like it when my stuff doesn't work.
No.
See. All right. Ready?
Yep.
All right. Good to go. Let's get started. Actually, wait. Let's set up that we're live. All right. You ready?
Yep.
How do we do this before we actually start recording? We do bottom up, right?
Bottom up, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
And we'll start with the NFC this time. The AFC last time first. All right. You ready?
Ooh.
Get that last stretch in before.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I am your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
You guys doing?
Done moving around. I'm permanent for about 6 months here, so we'll hopefully the Wi-Fi has been good so far. Knock on wood. But the lighting looks good. I'm right by a window, so that should help. Excited.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a nice. Thank you. It's a nice new place. Excited to be living there. Excited for one more semester. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to keep it going through the divisions of the NFL, and of course, logically, in both of our minds, we went north. We're going NFC North and AFC North. Last time we started with the AFC, so this time we're going to start with the NFC, and we're going to do bottom up from odds of division. I guess if you missed last episode, that's how we did it. That's how we did it. So the bottom odds of the NFC North, you have the Minnesota Vikings at plus 850. Chris, how do you feel about the Minnesota Vikings here?
I mean, this is my team. My favorite
Yeah,
team to bet
this is
on
your crack
week
team.
after week when we do the wise picks. I think it might be coming to an end. There's no part of me that's sold on the Vikings this year. I don't like the situation for JJ McCarthy seemed pretty good. Like you have Justin Jefferson, who might be the best receiver in the NFL. You have Jordan Addison, who's had some off the field stuff this offseason. He got carted off, but
Yeah,
he's
I was gonna
not
say.
like done. Right?
Yeah, I don't think Jordan Addison's done for the season, but he definitely got injured in that last preseason game.
Yeah. So anyway, and then of course JJ gets injured. So
And
now
TJ
you're dealing
Hawkinson.
with Sam Darnold, right? Banged up Hawkinson, banged up Addison, and you have Sam Darnold. So everything that was like pointing upwards is now just a huge bummer, it feels like. I like Kevin O'Connell as a play caller. So like I don't think they're gonna be horrendous offensively, but my hopes aren't high, and I still don't have a ton of confidence in this defense. I know they added Van Ginkel and Grenard from the Texans, but you lost Daniel Hunter, and this is a defense that like hasn't been good for since Mike Zimmer left. So don't have a ton of confidence on that side of the ball. I can't get behind Sam Darnold as my quarterback, especially with now a lack of weapons outside of Jefferson. So I'm pretty down on my guys.
It's a sad squad because you're right. It was a lot of
It's such a bummer.
yeah because there was a lot of hope with it. JJ McCarthy, we were hoping that he would come in second half of the season after Darnold shits the bed for his fourth stint, or third stint, right? Jets, Carolina,
Jets, Panthers,
49ers.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
San Francisco doesn't really count.
No, yeah, that doesn't count. So this would be his third. So yeah, let him blow up. Let McCarthy learn from his mistakes. Let McCarthy learn in practice and preseason. Now he can learn from the bench. He can learn from the hospital room, but he's going to be recovering sadly this whole season. And you're right. It swallows all the air out of the team, and it makes you like look at it big picture. You're like, you're right. The defense is thin. They just signed Stephon Gilmore because besides him and Byron Murphy, the rest of their corners are a bunch of nobodies. Talk about bad luck. They just had so many injuries throughout the whole. Like TJ Hawkinson's now injured. One of their players tragically passed away. That's how freaking unlucky they've been. So now they're thin on they're thin in the secondary. Harrison Smith is still their safety. He's 1,000 years old. I'm surprised he's
ageless wonder.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I wonder how far back they can push him as the strong safety because he's getting so slow. Is he just gonna be like all the way in the end zone while they're at the 25-yard line, just in case it's a big play? I got him. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, their D line's iffy. They got some nice edge rushers in the draft and in free agency, but not enough to have any confidence in his defense to especially push the challenge. Like their defense is not making up for any challenges that their offense has now that McCarthy's gone. So they're in the stinker. Over under 6.5 wins. We didn't do this before. Playoffs plus 260 and Super Bowl plus 8,000. I think that Super Bowl needs to be up higher. I think the playoffs needs to be up higher. And I think the over under, you should bet the under. I think it's a pretty solid under.
I wouldn't be shocked if they won 7 games, but
I would be shocked. I'm gonna stand by that. It's Sam Darnold. It's gonna be what, Jaron Hall, who they just signed. Chase.
Yeah, that's
Nick
the thing
Mullins.
Is when Darnold doesn't work out, like
it's gonna be like
start,
Nick Mullins
3-2 with Darnold, and everyone's like, oh, like maybe, and then, like you said, it'll blow up.
Yeah, once he's 3-8, and they have to go to Nick Mullins, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
They're not getting a 6. I feel bad for
I could
Jay
see him getting a
Jettis.
6, but that's still the under.
Yeah, that is still the under. I feel bad for Jay Jettis though. He's such a fun player that it's just he got his
Yeah.
season taken away from him last year with an injury, and now his season. I mean, he was with Sam Darnold to start out the season anyway, so I guess it's not too much different. But to know that it doesn't get any better than Darnold this season is gonna be sad.
Yep. It's a tough pill to swallow.
It is a tough pill to swallow. It's also
They
funny.
should have gotten Flacco.
They
They
should have gotten Flacco. That's the Colts are genius for that because Anthony Richardson's gonna miss a game or two at least.
Oh yeah.
All right. I think that's all we need to talk about the Vikings. They're sadly won't be around for very long. We'll talk about Jefferson.
I
sure
think
he'll be great.
this is what I needed though to get over my Vikings problem. Although we'll see what happens in a few weeks.
I was gonna say
I won't be taking them week 1.
I know, like, my opinion can be changed about the offense. There's a weird corner of the internet that is like still in on Sam Darnold and thinks he could be like something.
Every quarterback is like that.
There's
always like a sect of the internet that is still obsessed with them.
So like
Daniel Jones has the same thing.
That's true. That's fair. I don't know.
Darnold's lower on the totem pole than Daniel Jones.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, they're tragically. I could see a way though that their offense can be good just because of Jefferson, but no way that their defense is going to be good.
Yeah, they're next year. Next year will be better.
Yeah, and they're going to be an interesting spot again because it's like, oh well, now it's his rookie year for JJ McCarthy, and now it's so.
Oh, so it is his rookie year.
I mean, no, that's what they're gonna say is gonna be his rookie year. Like that's what they're gonna say. It's not gonna be. Fair enough. You caught me there.
I've been waiting 5 years.
I was gonna say to catch me. Yeah, you caught me there. I'll give you that one. That was slick. Let's move on to the Bears now. Let's get at it. Let's just move on.
That's a Ben Simmons reference for anyone who doesn't.
Yeah. For anyone who's not getting that one, that was Can't believe I did that. All right. Bears over under 8.5 wins. Playoffs minus 106. And Super Bowl odds are plus 3,500. Sorry, I was trying to think about how to say that for a second. Plus 3,500. Bears, another interesting spot. Rookie QB, as we all know. Caleb Williams, first overall pick. Matt Eberflus, that hot seat. If they're not decent, there's going to be some problems.
They could be decent, and he can still get fired, I think.
How decent are we talking here?
Like, if they just missed the playoffs, but if they have like a rough end of the season.
Yeah, like they collapse at the end.
They don't look any better. Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I took the locker room, like if they start winning in spite of him, almost like if he loses the locker room.
I don't know. I know like whenever we have a fan of the team that I know, I try to reach out, ask him for some notes. And I know my guy Uriel here on Twitter at DaughtryMommy05 on Twitter. Shout out. He said there's 3. He sent 3 little things on my thing. He said could discuss what seems to be new and romantic about the offense. Franklin's power. All right, wait. Impact guys such as Caleb Keenan have had on. Okay. I did not prepare this at all. All right, right coaching could be destined to return to the Monsters of Midway mantra because I'm guessing the defense here is boosted up with the right coaching. We can get the Monsters of Midway back. He said Matt Eberflus is on the semi-hot seat going into the season. Knowing the owners of the team, he might still be on the cold seat. And then his win-loss expectations would be, he said, top 10. So I guess top 10 in the league. And the weakness being their strength of schedule. That's some college football talk here. Yeah, these are some confusing comments, but that's okay. We're working through it here. He kind of, all right. The reason why he gave us things to discuss about, which he could say how will Caleb Williams live up to the hype, being such a large market and people being very quick to scrutinize him. Seems like in the preseason, seems like he's living up to the hype already. I know he was the first overall
And he
pick.
also did this in college though. Like he was a top quarterback recruit,
Mm-hmm.
and he went to Oklahoma and USC. So it's not like, and the NFL's a different beast, obviously, but like he's grown up his whole life in this spot. Like I don't think it really affects him that much.
No, I get what you're saying there. He's definitely gotten accustomed to it.
He's willing
It's
to
not
cry
like,
publicly. Like I don't think he really cares that much.
it's a good point. Do you think that's that?
Saying.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like he clearly has the balls to do that because he's done it before. You have a good point. I just think of him. He's just like a mini Aaron Rodgers to me. Like he's got the personality like him. He's 6'1" though is the only difference, and he's a little bit more mobile. But like he's a wizard out there. At least what I've seen in the preseason, he's blown me away.
He can move and he can chuck it.
And do both at the same time. Like he was moving, rolling out to his left and threw it. He had some great plays. I think that they drastically improved their defense. I think they spent a lot of money. I think they made a lot of good trades. A little bit of luck in there with the Panthers being so bad and Bryce Young not being able to transform the Panthers. But they've done the right things in the offseason. It's time to do the right things in the regular season. They don't need to win anything. They don't need to win a bunch of playoff games. They don't need to win the Super Bowl. But they need to look competent. They need to look well run. That's the real key to this season, I think, for the Bears. They just need to look competent as an organization for 17 games. That's all. If we get 17 games of looking competent,
Yes.
it actually is a harder ask than you expect.
I mean, they're gonna have bad games. That's like rookie quarterbacks. Even like Stroud first game, like throw a couple picks and like so even the best rookie quarterbacks, like they're gonna have bad games.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like they just can't look like a dumpster fire. You know when teams look competent and when they don't look competent, whether they're bad or good.
Right. Yeah. I think if they miss the playoffs, it's did they finish strong? Like, did they develop to the point where you're confident that next year, if you add a piece or two, like they're a surefire playoffs team? But it is crazy talking about the Bears in the sense that this is now a perfect place for a quarterback to play.
Yeah.
But the only downside is like the weather isn't great. Other than that, I mean, like, he's got one of the best receiving cores in the NFL, maybe the best. They have a decent O-line, but
Yeah, I
they've
was
done
just gonna
things to
say
address it the last 2 seasons.
they've done things to address it. They got to see if it comes together.
Pretty good ground game. Yeah. I guess the other thing working against them is if Eberflus is actually on the hot seat. That's not great. But in terms of just pure roster construction, like this is the situation you want to be in.
Yeah, 1,000%. You got 3 great wide receivers to throw to. You have 2 solid tight ends. You have a solid O line, a good running back, above average running back, and you have a solid defense behind you. Like they've drastically they got 2. I mean, they got Montez Sweat last year's during the season. They got TJ Edwards this offseason with Tremaine Johnson. So 2 brand new linebackers. They got Kevin Byard. I don't remember if that was this offseason or last year midseason.
I think it was because he was on the Eagles, wasn't he?
Yeah. That must have been recently. I don't remember them getting Kevin Byard. I'm not gonna lie. And then they have Jalen Johnson still in the secondary, who they locked down, I believe, for an extension. So they spent a lot of money in the secondary in the defense. So they better get some production out of it. And I like a lot of the players that they have on their team. And I like their defense a lot. I think 8.5 is rich. What do you think on 8.5?
I mean, you're basically saying, are they going to go above 500 or not?
Yeah.
Tell me they can't win 9 games.
Yeah, the NFC is super easy too. It's not like there's a lot of strong NFC teams. Everything all right?
Yep.
Huh.
Keep talking, you're good.
All right. Look like a ghost spooked you back there. All right. Anyways.
There is some pressing tofu, and then thing on top of it fell.
Ugh.
Anyone ever does tofu, you know it.
The tofu's travesty. All right. Anyways. Bears. I think 8.5 is a good bet. I think they can squeak out that last win. To put them over. And that I think so that goes along with the play, right? That's why it's baked into the playoffs minus 106. Because I guess if they win 9 games, the NFC is not going to be good enough not to have them in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, we're not doing the whole conference as a whole, but if we were to, I think we decide on very few teams that are locked for the playoffs. Oh,
I'd
this
agree.
division is tough. Like,
the division itself is tough.
You have the Packers and the Lions 4 times, and they can't beat the Packers.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to all of a sudden beat the Packers.
I don't know. Might be a different Bears team.
We gotta do more Hard Knocks. I gotta watch more. I only watched that first episode.
I only watched the first one.
Yeah, I only watched that first one. I gotta see if we can see some, because I want to see some game footage of Caleb on Hard Knocks. That'd be cool, and I'm sure they have some.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Anyways, he looks great in the preseason. I know it's just the preseason, but good for Bears fans. They've needed this for a while. Hopefully, we're not. Hopefully, the whole world isn't jinxing them right now.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he's a bust.
I would too.
And that's what it's going to come down to. Like, if he's who they say he is, then they're going to be good.
Yeah, 100%. All right, the Packers, one of the youngest teams in the NFL, or at least last year was, and
they still are. I'm kind of sick of hearing that.
They're the youngest team in the NFL, or one of the youngest teams in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just annoying.
They're extremely overrated. I'm just gonna give them that. Like, I like them. I think they're a good team, but everyone thinks like I think like I don't know if what counts as overrated then, because like I don't think they're gonna win the Super. Like everyone just loves talking about the Packers.
Rated?
No, like I don't think that's overrated, but like I just think the way people talk about them is overrated. Like I don't think Vegas is overrating them. I just think like everyone just like ogles over the Packers this year, and rightfully so.
I think
but it's just driving me crazy. That's all.
Rightfully so. So they're not overrated.
Rightfully so to get hype. We haven't seen we've seen the one season. I'm just like give me some more time here, and maybe that's what I'm just being a little pessimistic. Right. Everyone's being a little too optimistic about all their like Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Davion Wicks. They were all good last year, but like we just gonna expect them all to be all like good this year again? What keeps falling back there? That tofu is all over the place.
Just smash glass.
Oh
no, that's not good.
Tofu just broke glass?
It's a long story. Oh no.
Do we need to take a break?
We might have to take a break.
All right. We can pause this.
Give me some time here.
How long? Like, should I stop recording and stuff, or like?
Yeah, probably.